What up, dog? LUE Jenkins sitting outside, enjoying this beautiful day that we got going on. It's a little cloudy out. Shit, just jumping on for a hot second, seeing what's going on before I head out. You know, what's good with everybody? You know, hope all is well. Hope y'all can hear me. I'm gonna wait to see if somebody jump up in here, see what it do. You know, it's a very beautiful day out today. You know, I know it's a couple people live. You know, that's all good. You know what I'm saying? But it's a beautiful day out today. I hope everybody is enjoying their day. You know, I'm gonna wait to see if I get one up in here. If not, then shit, it is what it is. Give it a couple seconds. What's good with everybody though? How y'all doing today? What's good, nephew? Yeah, just sitting outside, making sure kids get in from school and everything, making sure everybody good. Yeah, well, shit. I'm just going ahead and chop it up if y'all can hear me or not. But she answered the phone?
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, what's good? Yeah, I see one person in there. What's going on? You know, can y'all hear me? Anyway, what up, dog? What's good, Lovey? How are you? Good afternoon to you. You know, I just wanted to get up. Love you, hey, love you, appreciate you. You a real sister, and I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Just publicly let everybody know or let people know. So, can you hear me though? You know, my thing is, if you can hear me, type of what up though. That's how we speak to each other. You know, that's how we show respect, show love, and you know. So if you can hear me, just type of what up though for me, or whatever you type in there. It's all good. You know, the ladies ain't got no prerequisite, but the dudes, I prefer to, you know, what up though. So can you hear me, sister? Ooh, I need some glasses. I'm getting old. Sheesh. Anyway, I hope you can hear me. I wanted to talk about this thing with this young man, the Carmelo Anthony dude. I wanted to wait till I got, you know, a little bit more information before I spoke on it, because I don't like to speak on things before I actually get to have all the information, or at least half of it, so I could give half an opinion or a whole one. But you know, I've been paying attention to the media, all different types of media about this situation, and they trying to railroad this young man. You know what I'm saying? They trying to make him out to be like, some media making him out to be like he's a bad guy, or he's a troublemaker, or he's an initiator, and you know, some of the media is making out to be like he's a victim, and oh, excuse me, and then the rest of them, they trying to make him feel like he's just evil, just flat out evil because he defended himself. But you know, he's you know, hey, if anybody in the chat, can y'all type of what up though if y'all can hear me? If not, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to be just talking, y'all can't hear me. Can y'all hear me? Oh, okay, lovely. Thank you. I appreciate you, sister. Yeah, so basically it is, the information that came out was the young man was you know, he was just getting out of the rain, you know, and the two guys approached him and, you know, threatened his life and said some things, you know, like, you know, basically threatened him, and he basically told him, you know, if y'all mess with me, this is what you gonna get. He basically warned them, and you know, I guess the the privilege that they thought they had, that they could just run up on him and do something to him. So when he defended himself, it wasn't like it wasn't like a malicious attack. He stabbed the guy one time and then he ran. So he was really, defending himself and scared. Like I can imagine a kid. I had a few incidents as a kid where I had to defend myself and I had to do something horrible to somebody. But the young man defended himself and they made it out to be like they tried to villainize him. For doing what I would tell my child to do. I would tell my child to, defend yourself at all costs, and try to get away and protect your life, because your life, you only have one life to live. And, the young man defended himself. And they made, I seen so many black content creators saying, oh, he was bad and all this other stuff. And I get it, because we have this perception that, defending yourself is, calling the police and not standing up for it, like not really, actually doing something to defend yourself. And these people are just, I just have this weird perception of the world where we, it's like, if you protect yourself, you're a bad guy. If you don't protect yourself, you're a bad guy. It's like you're going to be labeled a bad guy regardless of what you do in life. So, I'm one of those people that just say, if you have to defend yourself and you have to sacrifice somebody else's life to protect your own, then that's what you're supposed to do. And it's, death is not pretty for on neither side, for the victim or the people who victimize. Death is not pretty on either side, but sometimes death is deserving. Sometimes people earn death. Especially when they doing stuff that's, antagonize you or provoking you. Like if you have to protect your life or the people that you love, like somebody's life has to be sacrificed. And if you don't put yourself in that situation, you don't have to worry about that. But, I'm seeing the media, and the media always try to make the, make it the white guy or the favorable one. They make them be the good guy and everything. And it's, it's just, it's just sad to watch. And then I'm watching other black content creators. They jumping out the window and not even getting the whole story of what's going on before they get a commentary on it. Like it's eyewitnesses said that this young man was trying to tell them boys, leave him alone. And he kept saying, leave him alone. And then when they tried to jump him, he stabbed one of them. He's I'm glad that he did that. He defended himself. That's what he's supposed to do. That's his life to protect. He ain't one of my kids. One of my kids would have kept going, and it would have been worse. But I'm glad that he did that and ran away. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I would have preferred. I rather it wouldn't have been a situation anyway. It just would have been some adults there that would have, been there to change the situation. And I'm quite sure it was some adults was there, but they just didn't say nothing or acknowledge it and just let it go. But once the young man responded, that's when everybody wanted to respond. And it just seemed like every time, when black people respond, it's always the worst. Like, oh, they shouldn't have did that, or you shouldn't have did that. Like, like you can't go around messing with people's lives and think that you're gonna walk away. Like I tell people all the time, like I'm really non-violent, but if I have to protect my life, I will sacrifice yours. And that's with anybody. That's with family, that's with people I love, that's strangers, that's authority, that's anybody. If you're endangering my life, I'm gonna sacrifice yours. And that's how we should be. I think that in every state, I think that everybody should be able to carry guns. It should be a mandatory law that just like they have in Texas, like you have to have a permit or some kind of weapon on you at all times, because if everybody has a weapon on them, the crime will be low because nobody will be eager to go attack or rob or do crazy things because everybody is prepared. So, that's the only way that crime could be low is if everybody have a means to protect themselves. But, they want to disarm, they want to disarm people and take their rights away and not allow them to defend themselves. And, it's just weird how this world's set up, for certain people. And that young man defended himself, and it was just horrible watching black content creators say, oh, he deserved life in prison and all this other stuff. Like, well, what if it was your son? What if it was your son who was getting antagonized? And say if it had been reversed and the white guys had beat him up and jumped him and did all type of stuff to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, would it still be the same level of disrespect? You know what I'm saying, towards them young white boys who did that to him? I just think about a lot of stuff that's really, it's just crazy. Like, they want us to be submissive. They don't want us to defend ourselves. They don't want us to have an opinion. They don't want us to do this. But as soon as we do or exercise the same rights they have, it's an issue. And it's just, this world is crazy. K Razy, my Aussie sister, how are you? Good evening to you. It's just sad that, what I'm saying, it's our own black people who have the worst judgments of us. But they, what I'm saying, when we react, it's an issue. I think it's unfair that they tried to criminalize this young man for defending himself. The media crucified him, the fellow black people crucified him. It's like, this young man defended himself. It's obvious that it was a 2-on-1 situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a 2-on-1 situation. So, well, he's supposed to just get beat up and then call the police afterwards? I mean, I don't get that. Like, I'm gonna call the police after I do whatever I do, because I'm gonna defend myself and the people I love first. I'm the first response, not the police. The police is they supposed to serve and protect, not come and solve shit. That's not their job. And it's just sad that the media, the news, and people don't even get the whole story before they make commentary on shit like this. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad that this young man got to go through all of this just for protecting his life, and they're basically trying to teach this young man a lesson not to defend himself. If he defend himself, it's a possibility he could go to jail, and I don't think that's the way that the system should be. Rules of it's a such thing called rules of engagement. If you engage me, what I'm saying, that means that I have the right to engage you back. I'm not going to just allow you to slap me. Like, we don't do that. But they trying to make this young man a bad guy for doing the right thing, something that his parents probably told him. And then it came out that the father has some charges and some other stuff going on, and the young boys got pictures with ARs and showing off their weapons and shit. And I guess they trying to intimidate other people. Like, I keep my weapons out, and it's not for intimidation. It's just, hey, I was out here sharpening my knife and shit, so it's out here with me. Oh yeah, and they, and that's what they fear. They fear masculine men who stand on business and who gonna speak. Who's gonna speak in solidarity and who's gonna stand on the truth and stand on business. They scared of that. They want soft men, and they want men that's gonna bow down to women and cater, and the woman lead the house, and they cater to all of that. They don't cater to masculine men or men that's really trying to, maintain a tradition of manhood. And it's crazy. And it's women that's really it's a lot of women that's really encouraging that. You know, they trying to stop the man from speaking, or the man can't have an opinion, or the man can't have a preference. You know, like men can't do anything. Just men have to bow down to women and other men. And that's not the way that I was raised. You know, that young man did the right thing. You know, in my eyes, he did the right thing. That's what I would have done. You know, I probably would have did a little worse though, because I was a little badass when I was young. Like I wasn't scared of nobody. I had one bully in my life, and I fought him. And after he beat me up, he respected me, because he was like, "Man, you stood up to me." You know what I'm saying? But you know, I earned the respect of people just by being myself, and it's this world is crazy. That young man is gonna be traumatized. He's gonna be scared to defend himself in any situation that happens in the future, because he's going to be risk going to jail or prison just because this situation happened. You know, they're teaching, and they're trying to set an example for other young black men. Don't defend yourself. Call the police. Depend on somebody else to save your life. And you know, it's just, you know, I thought that, you know, as men, we supposed to be the protectors. You know, and that we supposed to learn it when we young. You know, we are supposed to be the protectors. And if you can't protect yourself, you can't protect nobody else. So they teaching these young black men not to defend themselves. You know, and it's kind of sad, because, you know what I'm saying, I've seen a couple female content creators, and they talking about, you know, give that boy life. He deserved life for doing this and doing that. Like, why would you want to give somebody life in prison for protecting himself? Like I don't know. My dad always told me that some things is worth sacrificing, and if you protecting yourself is worth it, then do it. You know, and I'm not gonna just give my life up to anybody. You know, so it's just, you know, and then they didn't get the whole story. Now that it's coming out, so people got to go back and do their videos. And oh, well, you know, all of this evidence came out after I did this. Like, that young man did the right thing. You know, I wish these ladies and these men, these simps and these beta men and these feminist women would let men be in their kids' lives, so we could teach our kids how to defend themselves and protect themselves, because women can't, you know what I'm saying, it's only so much a woman can do to protect her son. It's only so much. You know what I'm saying? And it's only so much men can do, but men are going to stand by their kids. They're gonna fight with their kids. They're gonna fight for their kids, and they're gonna do everything they can to protect their kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I'm not saying that he don't have a father in his life. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the young man's personal life, but I know that he, you know what I'm saying, he felt that he did what he was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And he only poked a little boy and ran. It wasn't like he did it like 10 times and smiled and stood there. You know, he did it one time and ran. Like, he really probably didn't even want to do it, but he felt like that was the only way that he was going to be able to get the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to stop persecuting people for the decisions that they make in life, because sometimes you have to make the uncomfortable decision. You know, sometimes, like, with all the stuff that been going on with me, like if I did the unthinkable and hurt one of these dudes on YouTube, they earned it. And if somebody mad at me because I did it, you know, oh well. But I'm doing it because you know what I'm saying, I've been threatened. So I take all threats serious. It don't matter who do it. You know, and that's what I tell my kids. You know, my kids is, y'all don't know, my kids they handle weapons better than me. You know, not all of them, but a couple of them. you know, and I definitely would have told my sons to, you know, or my daughter, hey, stab, twist, and pull, and get up out of there. You know, like we not playing with your life, because when it comes to, you know, when it comes to my kids, it's no extreme that I'm willing to go. You know what I'm saying? Like I love my babies. You know, and unfortunately, you know, two of mine was taken away, but I wasn't there, and they was grown. One of them was grown, one of them was on his way to being grown, and I wasn't there. You know, so it happened the way that it happened. Yeah. You know, so I wasn't there, but, you know, had I been there, it would have been a different situation. But I wasn't. So, you know, but I still prepared my sons to know that their lives were, you know, your life is valuable and it's worth protecting. And whatever you have to do to protect it, do it. It don't matter who it is. If it's against the police, if it's against the army, if it's against an individual, a gang, a group of people, if you have to do something to protect yourself, do it. You know, and I can't you know what I'm saying? If the shoe was on the other foot, and I was the dad, and one of my sons got killed, I would be upset, but I would have to hear what happened before I made it. Because if my son was bullying, and, you know, I don't like bullies, so if my son was a bully, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you said, oh yeah. You know, if my son was the bully, and somebody hurt my son because he was the bully, then I would just have to accept that. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is you bullying this young man? Like, why are you doing that? You know what I'm saying? Because we don't bully people. We don't, you know what I'm saying? We don't mess with people that's weaker than us. We go after people that's stronger than us. We don't do that. You know, but, you know, it's just all around a sad situation. And it's sad, you know, for children to lose their lives. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to bullies, you know, like, it don't hurt me that the bully got killed. You know, like, I don't. You taught your sons to think they're superior, and to bully, and to think they're better than people, and to think that they have privilege, that they can just automatically antagonize, intimidate, and provoke people, and think that they could get away with it. You know what I'm saying? You deserve to get it. You know, and people can say what they want to. You know what I'm saying? When you do stuff like that, you deserve it. You know, that's just like I say, you know, you earn what you get. You know what I'm saying? You earn what you get in life. You know what I'm saying? And if you initiating problems with people that's really not messing with you, if they decide to do something to you, hey, they have that full right to do that. You know, like, I'm not fighting no more, because I see what this type of world we live in. So any and everybody is an opponent, and is an enemy, and you may be subject to whatever I want to do to you if you antagonize me. You know, it's just what it is. You know, it's just sad that, you know, these I can't believe a lot of these content creators that I've been watching, you know, that it's just like they jumped out the window and tried to villainize this little boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he ain't 21. He ain't grown. So they house him just because he did what he thought was best to protect his life. You know, and now from what I hear now, he's supposedly on house arrest. Like, you know what I'm saying? Self-defense, you can't, you know what I'm saying? Where I live at is castle law. You know what I'm saying? Castle law stands for my house and when I'm outside. You know, so if somebody, like, for instance, if I'm out at the store and somebody walk up on me and there's two of them, and they, you know, they try something and I end up hurting them, I might initially go to jail, but if it's proven that it's self-defense, they're going to let me go, and they're going to be no probation or none of that shit. It's just going to be, hey, castle law. Simple as that. But these people, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just I'm afraid for this world because there's so many sensitive people, there's so many liars, there's so many people that can't stand on the truth. They just, it just like, the media can make a person make you out to be the bad guy, and especially a person who got influence. Like if they got influence, they could say one thing and call you a liar, and then you're going to be labeled a liar, even if it's not the truth. Even if you got the proof, even if you can prove that these motherfuckers is not who they say they are, like they still gonna believe them because they got influence. I'm glad that young man did that. People could be mad at me all they want to. I support beating up the bully. I support anything that the bully do, that anything that the bully does and that he receives. I'm okay with it. You know, because I fought all my bullies. You know what I'm saying? Like every time somebody thought they was a bully, I threw them nuts up. And if I couldn't, I picked a weapon up. I let it be known, like, yo, fight. It ain't no rules. It ain't no rules in fighting. You know what I'm saying? I don't like in the streets. It ain't no rules of engagement. And I keep hearing these one or two people keep saying these little funny ass comments, like, I thought we agreed not to speak on each other, but keep yapping. Like I said, it's 100 of us. You don't know which one of us gonna come. So keep your yapping. Keep your little subliminal. Keep shooting your little subliminals and all that other bullshit. You can keep doing that all you want to. Just remember, it's 100 of us. Hey, ain't no rules, K-Rays. You already know. When it come to protecting and the people I love, I don't play. You know what I'm saying? My sons got a little bit more leeway because they grown and they got their own thing. But my daughters, I'm still overly protective of my girls. It's just sad that, no matter how black men respond, the black man's gonna be the bad guy. He's gonna be weak if he don't fight or stand up for himself. And then it's gonna be too much if he react and go crazy or just defend himself. Like, like that's why I think for myself. That's why I do things for myself. I don't follow groups. I don't. What I'm saying? How one person feel doesn't affect how I feel. What I'm saying? I got my own. I have my own way of thinking, my own way of being. Because my dad told me that my dad and granddad and my uncles and all of them. They told me to be me. Don't be a part of a group. Don't join a group, because as soon as you join a group, you know what I'm saying, your independent thinking is gonna make them either hate you or it's gonna be some chaos. That's why I roll solo. When I need my people, they show up. They know when to show up, and they know how to show up, because that's how I do. We all in sync when it comes to dealing with shit. So we're not coming with we're not coming with fists. We coming with bow and arrows and thunder sticks and blades. You know what I'm saying? We not coming. We coming to end the game, because I don't got time to play. We don't play with our enemy. We don't play with food. Like, we don't do that. It's a reason why. You know what I'm saying? I'm set up the way that I'm set up, because I don't. I've been about peace for a long time, and I was passive when I was a kid, and I tolerated a lot, and even in my adult age, I still kind of, tolerate a little bit more than I should, but all that's over with. All the good guy shit is over, and I'm proud of that young man, you know. Oh yeah, hey, you already know that. Look, I didn't get that name for a reason. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm not. Hey, look, God know my heart, and the most high know that when it comes to the people I love, you know, I just gotta ask for forgiveness. You know, when I'm done. You know, like it's just funny. I don't make idle threats. I don't threaten people. You know, I make statements. I say this is what I'm gonna do if you do this. And I only respond. Just like that young man did. He said if you try to put your hands on me, you're going to get hurt. He said the same thing I said. And the same thing that I hope that any of y'all would say if y'all had kids, I hope y'all telling y'all kids that too. You know, if you put your hands on me, this is what you're gonna have to deal with. You know, like, you know, just leave people alone. Stop bullying people. Stop antagonizing people, because some people are not going to respond the way you think they are. Some people are going to go to the extreme, and they're going to go extra far, and you're not going to even expect it, because you're so focused on thinking that you have position. And the first thing that I tell people, matter of fact, the first thing I tell my kids, always let people think that they have position and they have power, because they let their guard down. And once they let their guard down, you can attack them. Always give them the assurance that they have a position of power. Always. That's when you strike. I play dumb all the time. I play dumb. I act like I don't know shit. I act like I'm weak. I act like I'm hurt. I act like I can't do nothing. But as soon as motherfuckers make the wrong move and think they got position, that's when they get fucked up. But see, I don't do it in a conniving and sneaky and devilish way. I do it in a stand-up way. Like, yo, like, all right, I'm gonna let you keep talking. I'm gonna let you keep doing this, and then as soon as you open your arms up, I'm gonna open you up. You know what I'm saying? The humans on this earth are the weakest beings on this planet. Animals are stronger than us. You want to know why? Because if you notice, every animal walk down on fours. It's the reason why the Most High made it that way. Because when animals fight, when they lift their chest up, when they lift their hands up, they expose their torso. Every being, every animal on this planet, this is the weakness: the belly, the abdomen, the chest. All of this is the weakness. The reason why I say the humans are the weakest is because we walk around with our shit exposed, and animals can hurt us. You know, you get cut across the stomach deep enough, your intestines gonna roll out. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit just gonna flop out. You know what I'm saying? Animals walk down on fours, so that's why they're more dangerous than us. That's why we evolved to carry weapons and to make weapons, because we were the weakest. We're not the strongest. We're the smartest, but we're not the strongest. You know, the underbelly of everything, every mammal on this planet, even fish, is the weakness. Uncle L, what's good with it? Respect to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, humans are the weakest. You know what I'm saying? Because we're exposed. And see, once you see, this is why I love the fact that my granddad taught me how to hunt, and, you know, taught me my tradition and my heritage, because I know that if I go in the wilderness, I'm in the territory of the animals. I'm not the king. I'm not the king of the jungle, because a wolf is gonna come, and he's gonna come like this, and I could hit him all type of places, and he won't go down unless I get him in the stomach or the head. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I understand my position. I understand that I'm not the strongest, but I know the weakness. And just like them two guys that ran up on that young man. He got one of them, and he ran like he was supposed to. You know, he understood that two people, one knife. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just wanted to get away. You know what I'm saying? That's all he wanted to do was get away with his life because he feared for it. And black people in the media and all these people are punishing that young man for being solid in what he believed in. His natural instinct was protect himself. You know what I'm saying? And it was just messed up that all of these people are attacking this young man for doing exactly what his instincts told him. It's horrible how I can't believe a lot of these black content creators saying this stuff. Like, he deserved to go to jail for life for doing this. Like you don't even know what happened. Like, get some more information before you jump out the window, because, you know, that just, man. You can't run up on people and think that you're gonna bully motherfuckers. Like, you can't do that. Because as soon as you do that and your life get taken, everybody gonna be like, oh, the bully, you know, it's like the bully gets the pass, and the person who was victimized get the shame. You know, I'm proud of that young man. And I hope that he don't allow this to stop him from protecting himself in the future. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I've been in the military, so, you know, prison will probably, I mean, it's almost the same thing. You know, you get up when somebody tell you to, you eat when somebody tell you to, you get a little piece of free time. You know what I'm saying? Like, doing some time probably be easy. You know, not saying that I would prefer that, but, you know, to somebody who haven't experienced nothing like that shit is scary. You know what I'm saying? So he probably gonna be more submissive when it comes to protecting himself. Like, I hope that he keeps that same energy throughout his life, because we need more black men, young black men, to actually stand up for themselves and fight for themselves. We need that. You know, it's, you know, you can't scare me into not protecting myself. You know, it's just, you know, that's why I'm always on my boys. I tell them, hey, you know what I'm saying? It's a harsh world. I ain't gonna always be here, you know, and I ain't gonna always be around. Protect yourself by all means. You know, and all these motherfucking threats and talking about pulling up and all this other shit, like, yo, like, I hope that this could be an example for a lot of these men on YouTube. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody is gonna be peaceful when you walk up on them. You know, like, you can't just antagonize people just because you think they submissive, or they're weak, or they passive. Like, those are the people who will hurt you first. And that young man proved it. Like, that young man, he probably was a good student and probably was a nerd, and, you know, it ain't nothing wrong with being a nerd, but he probably wasn't even, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't even probably that brave. He just, you know what I'm saying, he stabbed that dude out of fear. You know, them the ones you should fear the most. The people that fear, that have that fear of actually reacting, those are the people you should fear. You know me, I ain't gonna hesitate. Shit, I'm gonna do you dirty. You know, I ain't gonna hesitate. And I'm gonna tell the cops I did this shit. Hey, that's how I was raised. You know, it's just, we have, the black community, we have to stop assuming that people are weak just because they don't fight, or they prefer not to fight. Because, you know, you giving people, you making it seem like they made that young boy look like he was, oh man, they made him look like he was weak, he was a victim, he's evil. They did all of that. Oh yeah, neutralize the threat. Oh yeah, for sure. You, sister, look, these motherfuckers been talking all this shit on YouTube, talking about fighting and all this other shit. I'm telling them niggas they gonna die, and I ain't bullshit. They can do all that talking all they want to, but they better do it over there, because anything that happen in my vicinity, it's over. We ain't talking. You know, my me and my daughter was having a conversation about this yesterday, and you know, my grandson, you know, she got my grandson and everything, and she, you know, she was just telling me like, I fear for my son. You know, he only like four, five, something like, he like three, four, five, something like that. My grandbaby, I got a bunch of grandbabies, so I don't keep up with all their ages, but like I do my kids. But you know what I'm saying? She like, I fear for him. You know, he a young black man, and his dad ain't around, and he this and he that. You know, like I fear for him because I don't know what to do. And it's like, well, baby, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna have to put him in karate. Yeah, you know. Oh yeah, it definitely ain't no games. You know, but you know, my daughter is fearing for my grandson, because she's like, he's coming up in a world that's built like this. And all I could tell her was, put him in karate, put him in some boxing, put him in something like I used to do. You know what I'm saying? You know, you want me to take him out in the woods and show him some shit? You know what I'm saying? We could do that too. Like, but we gotta get him into a place where he can feel comfortable and confident in himself, because he's not gonna learn that sitting at home and playing a video game and watching TV and all this other shit. We're gonna have to put him in a, you know, like, you know, throw me in the woods, I'm good. You know, like, take away electricity, I'm good. Like, I'll figure it out. You know, and I won't have to resort to hurt nobody to get what I want. I can hunt for myself. I can do my own shit. I can provide for the people that's around me, because I've been taught the skills. You know, so oh yeah. tell grandson, tell grandson I'm here. I'm right here. Yeah, we gonna look. Once everything gets situated, you know what I'm saying. I had some things I had to take care of. I'm gonna start going out and doing some real outside shit and showing people stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this is what I did with my kids. You know, I I taught my children how to survive and make money and work for themselves. Like, shit, 75% of my kids got their own business or doing their own shit and they got good jobs, or they own their own business, or they doing something great with their life, because that's our tradition. That's what I passed down to them. That's what was passed to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I'm like the I got all this type of money and shit, but I got the know-how and shit. You know, I'm struggling, but I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not in a position where I'm hurting, or I gotta do shady shit to people, or sell dope and do all this other bullshit to survive in this world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to do none of that. You know, so, you know, I'm just trying to, you know, show my babies that it's better than this. But hey, be ready, because hey, when the devil come for you, hey, you better be ready to shoot that or kill that motherfucker, because that's what his intentions is for you. You know, but the young man, he did the right thing. You know, a lot of people don't agree with that, but he did the right thing. He protected his life. You know, and anybody who has an issue with that, or wanna you know what I'm saying, degrade that young man for protecting his life, I hope that you had that same energy if something like that happened to one of your babies or somebody in your family, because you know, it's a lot of babies that's not coming home because they didn't have the know-how to protect themselves, or didn't want to protect themselves because they were afraid of the consequences of the choices of protecting yourself, because we supposed to protect ourselves by any means. Even if it means to sacrifice the life of another to protect your own. Self-preservation should be the number one thing that we should be teaching our children and teaching ourselves and teaching other people, that we have to preserve ourselves, because nobody else is going to love us, nobody else going to protect us, nobody else going to fight for us. We have to fight for each other, and that's what my tribe does. You know what I'm saying? We don't necessarily give each other money, but when we need each other, we there. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we got to teach each other. That's why I don't understand all this fighting. Like, watching all this beef and shit on YouTube, this shit, it was entertaining at first. I ain't gonna lie, I was entertained by that shit, but now I'm not really entertained about it, because it's like, damn, when is this shit gonna stop? You know what I'm saying? Do somebody gotta motherfucking die for this shit? Like, when somebody die, is it gonna really stop? You know what I'm saying? Like, these people don't realize, like, some of these people are really real life about this shit. Oh yeah, hey, look, hey, not worth it. Look, bro, and I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I really was supposed to be chill, bro. I really wasn't supposed to be talking about none of this stuff. I was supposed to just chill and sit back, but when things got real life, then I had to change. Like, this is what people want. They want they want the fight, and they want the violence. Like, we don't have to do this to each other. We could just leave each other alone and not even deal with each other, instead of fighting in public. Like, it looks sad. Like, everybody fighting. Like, I'm trying not to fight, because I don't like fighting. That, you know what I'm saying? I've been fighting my whole life, bro. Like, I don't want to fight, because I'm not, in my mind, every fight is the last one. As I done got in this stage of my life, every fight is the last one. And I don't know if I'm going to come back to my kids and my family. So I'm going to take every fight to that level that I might not make it. You know what I'm saying? So, it ain't nothing to lose when it comes to my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah. Hey, Uncle L, I don't want no violence for nobody. But I'm definitely at the point where if I had to, or if I have to, I don't have a problem doing it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? That's not my nature, brother. I'm really about peace, bro. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? That's why I said that young man, he did something, and I'm proud of that young man. And I'm proud that he protected himself. I hate that it was loss of life, but I'm proud of him for protecting his life and getting away, because that means that he walked away from death, because he could have died. They could have jumped him and stumped him out and did all type of crazy shit, and then it wouldn't even have been, you know what I'm saying, that news story would have been on for a day. Oh, the black guy get jumped and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, whatever his flight and whatever his instinct was, that was what he was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that the young man did it. And unfortunately somebody had to lose their life, but this their example. And hey, these people really not, man, look, hey, Uncle Hell, look, they really not built like that, bro. Like, come on, bro. I'd have been shot twice. I'd have been blew up. I'd have been sliced across the eye. I'd have been jumped. You know what I'm saying? I'd have been through a whole bunch of shit in my life, and I'm still talking about peace, bro. Like, like, these people ain't, man. Look, I understand that people had, these people have been through some stuff, and like, they've been to prison, they'd have been to the military, they'd have been boxing, they didn't been through all this shit, but they really don't know that it's people out here who've been through a little bit worse, and they a little bit more focused on protecting their life. And you know what I'm saying, taking your life, it ain't gonna be nothing but a cakewalk to them. It's gonna be another day to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, all this talk, this tough talk is killing me. You know what I'm saying? And they encouraging the young ones to crash out and shit, just so they could laugh and shit, so they could be entertained. But if a young good dude get hurt, They gonna be crying like, oh, he was a good boy, he was this, but he jumped into something that wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all encouraged this young man to get out there and play grown-up games and shit. And now he dead and shit, and y'all wanna cry. Like, you know what I'm saying? You get what you earn in this world. And if you out here starting shit with people and fighting and doing all this other shit, and somebody do something to you, like, I can't feel sorry for you. You know what I'm saying? That's like one of my cousins been selling dope for 30 years and shit, and then he finally get locked up. I ain't gonna be like, free that motherfucker. Like, shit, that nigga he been destroying my community for 30 fucking years. Fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta maintain it. Yep. Hey, for sure not worth it. You right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I couldn't, not any of y'all that's in my chat, I couldn't imagine just pulling up on you and like, what the fuck up, nigga, blah, 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 this and that shit. Like I can't, unless you said something to me, you know what I'm saying? And even if you said something to me, I still might not even, I just act like you don't exist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not finna just come after you just to show off for motherfuckers. Like these people want to see somebody crash out and die and shit, and then they want to cry and shit like, oh, this is so sad. Like, it was sad watching that young man go with a grown ass man trying to show off for YouTube. That shit was sad watching that shit. You know what I'm saying? A dude that got promise. You know what I'm saying? Dude that got a great future ahead of him, and he's grown, old ass, no job having, no money having ass motherfucker trying to get this motherfucker to engage in violence. But I bet you if it was their son, they wouldn't do that shit. Like, all the kids is mine. All of them. Even them badass kids down the street, this badass kid next door. All of these kids is mine, and I'm not gonna encourage them to indulge in violence. You know what I'm saying? Because they the future, they tomorrow and shit. You know what I'm saying? They not, you know what I'm saying? They will, I gotta look forward to, and why would I encourage them to do this horrible shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, we grown, so grown ass motherfuckers, hey, crash the fuck out, do what you do, but not no kids, not nobody younger than me. Like, and I mean kid, when I say kids, and I don't mean like babies, I'm talking about these dudes, these young dudes in their 20s. You know what I'm saying? These young dudes in their 20s, you know, they grown ups, but they still kids to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm old. I'll be 45. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to encourage no 22, 23, I'm not going to encourage no 20-year-old to go out and indulge in violence. You know, I'm going to just say, let it go. Let them have it. They old. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I know dudes in their 40s who would just shoot one of these goddamn kids just for talking to them out of pocket. So I'm not going to encourage, I know these type of people, you know what I'm saying, that will hurt one of these young dudes for no reason, for absolutely no reason. So why would I encourage these young, and there's some young ones that'll do that, but we supposed to be encouraging the young ones to be better than us. Hell, shit, one of these young 20-some-year-old motherfuckers get out of pocket with me, I'm going to ask him if he's sure he want to do this, and I'll probably do the same shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not beyond that. I probably hurt one of these young motherfuckers too. But I'm not going to encourage I'm not going to encourage these young ones to jump out the window to be entertained. You know what I'm saying? That's what boxing and Muay Thai and UFC and boxing and all the sports and shit is for competition, not real life, because real life have real life consequences, and these people don't. I'm looking in the chat, looking at all these motherfuckers. Yeah, get him. Yeah, you ethering him. Yeah, do this, do that. Like, yo, y'all encouraging the demise of a young black brother. Yo, but you want to call me the devil because I name myself Lucifer and shit. But I'm the one talking about encouraging peace and love and doing shit. But hey, all these people fucked up. Everybody fucked up. I'm fucked up. Everybody else fucked up, and I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? But don't be on here being hypocritical and be like, you know, I'm for this and I'm for that, I'm for the empowerment of the people, but you're encouraging bullshit. Like, I don't like fighting. I don't like that fighting shit. What's going on, Fenichi? What's good with it, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like my crash out is my crash out. I'm not encouraging nobody else to crash out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna do that, and especially a young one, because the young ones look up to us. You know what I'm saying? They look up to us because we the ones that they follow. You know what I'm saying? All we do is, when we children, we look up to the elders that we like and that we appreciate, and then we just follow in their path. And then some of us stay in that path, and some of us stray away and create our own path. You know, we take what we take from them, what we like and what we appreciate, and we should be giving these young ones something to pass down, because violence is a natural instinct. You know, somebody hurt your feelings, your natural instinct to punch them in the face. You know what I'm saying? Like, we should be trying to encourage our children to be doing better than that. Like, control yourself. Don't get angry and don't snap and don't just be impulsive. Just, you know what I'm saying? But it's sad watching these old motherfuckers telling these young motherfuckers to jump. You know, it's sad watching it. You know, and self-defense is different from, you know what I'm saying, just blatantly going out and doing it. You know, everybody could talk tough. Some people could talk tough better than others. You know, but we fighting tough with each other, but we ain't fighting tough against nobody else. Like, that's what I don't get. Like, it's easy for me to wanna shoot. I ain't gonna even say the name, but it's easy for me to want to do that. It's hard for me not to, because it's easy for me to do that, because all I gotta do is just get on a ride and just go do what I gotta do. It's easy to do that, but it's harder to maintain and control yourself. And that's what we need to be trying to teach our kids is to control yourself, you know, but also have the self-preservation in there. You know, it's difficult to do all of that at one time. You know, when it's just like hunting. When you hunting a prey, that's, you know what I'm saying, when you hunting a prey, what up, dog, Melly? What up, dog, John Show? You know what I'm saying? It's just like when you hunt. What up, dog, EJ? It's just like when you hunting. You know what I'm saying? If it's a prey that know you hunting, he gonna do everything that he can to stay away from you. You know, and you got to be patient. You know what I'm saying? You got to know the weather. You know what I'm saying? You got to know the wind. You got to know where to be, if you could be high or to be low. You know what I'm saying? There's so many factors that you have to think about when you're hunting. And that's the same way when it comes to life. You know what I'm saying? You got to know when to strike, you got to know how to strike, and you got to know where to strike from. And you know what I'm saying? This impulse that we creating is really messing shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we not supposed to be telling our kids to go fight. Go. Yeah, you tough. You know, you just because you got some martial arts skills and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, most martial arts, you really don't, you know, your Shifu is gonna always tell you the best way to defeat your opponent is not to fight them. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way to beat your opponent. And these motherfuckers who don't know nothing about that, they encouraging this shit. And they encouraging people to get hurt out here. And it's and a lot of it is the ladies that want the men to prove themselves to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta prove yourself to me to show me that you a man, so you gotta go crash out for me. Like, what? Like, is you stupid? Like, I'm not doing that. I'm going to maintain who I am, and if you can't accept that, then I don't need you to recognize me as a man because you want a boy. You don't want a man. You want a boy because you want somebody who's gonna crash out for you and prove his love, and instead of showing you the right way how to love you. You know what I'm saying? Like these, man. I'm just saying it's a lot of factors that's going on this YouTube shit, and it's crazy watching these young dudes crash the fuck and watching these grown ass, old ass adults encouraging this shit. Like they didn't have no mamas or something, or no daddies in their life to teach them that shit. You know, like, you know, that's why a lot of time I didn't say nothing because I tried to maintain my peace. You know what I'm saying? But once they brung it out, it's like, all right, well, fuck it. I'm gonna be reckless too, but I'm gonna be smart with mine. Like I'm a hunter. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, smoke break. Hey, John Show, man. Hey, yo, John Show. I appreciate you, bro. Like, look, bro, you didn't jump out the window on me, bro. I appreciate you. You know, and I ain't even really talking about nothing negative, bro. I'm just talking about just regular life because I'm watching a young black man being crucified for protecting himself, bro. Like that shit is horrible, man. And then it's like watching him getting crucified, but then they encouraging another young black man to go out and crash out. Like, where is the balance in this shit? Like, you know, it just, man. What you say? Got the? Oh yeah. You know, hey, bro, that's why I just, man, I've been staying away from certain people, Chaz, bro, because you know they sitting encouraging a young man to do something. And then if I say, oh, y'all encouraging him to crash out, then motherfuckers gonna be wanting to say some slick shit to me, and then I'm gonna be like, fuck you and fuck your mom and fuck everybody, and I'm gonna get, cause I'm a certain way now. You know what I'm saying? Like now it's like I don't give a fuck. Now it's like, you know, I'm okay with the disrespect because I'm gonna be disrespectful. I'm gonna be way more disrespectful than you. You know, so, and I'm trying to get a better handle on that. But you know, once I cross that line, I'm down there. You know, but you know, it's just, you know, I hate that this is what our community is turned to. Just everybody is encouraging the fucking violence amongst each other. Like, I don't have no problem with I got a problem with maybe 3 people, but I don't continuously bring that shit up. I try not to. You know, I try to interact with the people that's really, you know what I'm saying, that's really good about that. Oh yeah, hey John, so yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? The knowledge of self is the greatest thing that you can learn. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know who you are, can't nobody else tell you who you are. You know what I'm saying? They can't control you. They can't control the narrative about you. They can't say this about you, say that about you. Like, yo, like I know myself. At one time I was a hoe. You know what I'm saying? When it came to females. You know what I'm saying? Shit, in a way, it's still in me. I'm a hoe. I like women. You know what I'm saying? I don't let the dynamic of me loving women control, you know, the outcome of what I do in life, because at the end of the day, I still gotta make money. I still gotta pay my mortgage. I still gotta pay bills. I still gotta take care of kids. You know what I'm saying? I still got a lot of shit to do. So, you know what I'm saying? But I still love women. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I know that about myself. So can't nobody say, oh, nigga, you a simp. No, I'm not a simp, because the women that's in my life, they already know what the fuck's going on. And I set the boundaries and the ground rules, and they already know. So it ain't no misunderstandings, you know? Yeah, trial and error. Yeah, for sure. You know, and the thing is, learning from the mistake and not doing it again is what makes, you know what I'm saying, that's the real lesson. You know, not making that same mistake again, you know, make another mistake and figure that out, and then move to the next one, because we gonna make mistakes our entire lives. You know, but it's, you know, our people, I can't wait till I have a motherfucking I get my stream. Once I get my StreamYard, man, we gonna get on this motherfucker. We gonna chop it up. And we gonna talk about real life. We're not gonna talk about the beef that happened here and you know what I'm saying, who said this and who said that. Like I'm just talking about like world shit. Like, you know, hey, and my aunt was mad at me when I said I was proud of that young man. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm proud that that young man defended himself and got away with his life. And oh yeah, for sure. You know, my aunt was like, "Oh, you're happy that he killed that man. You're happy about that." I said, "No, I'm happy that he was, you know, his instincts told him to defend himself." You know what I'm saying? Like most people in that, most children in that situation allowed shit like that to happen and end up dead, rolled up in the fucking carpet in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Found in the woods somewhere. You know what I'm saying? They end up hurt and even worse. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have the instinct. And I was proud that that young man had the instinct to defend himself. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a lot of people that's mad about my opinion, but you know, that's my opinion, you know. You know, and you know, yeah, for sure, John. So you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, they found a strange fruit in sundown towns. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean by strange fruit, you know. Shout out to the lessons of my dad, you know. You know, they find it, you know what I'm saying? It's we so eager to fight each other, but we not willing to fight for something that's right. And I don't get it. Like I'm only gonna fight my own kind unless I have to. And that's just it. It's only 3 motherfuckers that I probably would go to jail for or prison for. You know what I'm saying? Like it's, you know, like I didn't even have, all my enemies was dead until I got on YouTube and then I made 3. Like, like I'm not even used to this. No, it's been almost 20 some years since the people that I consider my enemies. It's been 20 years. Like all of this shit is new and now it's like, yo, like I gotta go back to being 20 something again. Like oh yeah, for sure, John. Sure, it ain't no choice. I've been paying attention to what's been going on with you, bro, and y'all stay in the same city, and it's more volatile than my situation because I'm in Detroit and they other places, but that couple ain't too far away. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so and I hope that y'all two brothers can come to a resolution. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't want to see neither one of y'all hurt. Even though it's some fake shit that's going on, you know, I ain't speaking on. I'm just saying you know what I'm saying. It's some fake shit going on, and I don't wish no harm on either one of y'all brothers, and I hope that y'all can work it out peacefully without leading to violence because I know what violence leads to. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This Saturday on the 19th. You know what I'm saying? My girl was killed 7 years ago on the 19th and her birthday on the 26th. You know what I'm saying? So, and I lost her to gun violence. You know, so I know what violence can lead to. That's why I don't encourage it. You know, but I also let it be known that, yo, I'm willing to go violent myself. You know, so, you know, I hope that y'all could come, you know. Hey, I get it, John Show. Hey, but I'm gonna tell you something, John Show. You can look at me and be like, oh, this nigga, he ain't got no muscle. He ain't shake. He got a little belly. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like, I'm still military strong, bro. Motherfucker look at me like, yo, I don't know. Like, he a little chubby, but yeah, I'm a little slim motherfucker, bro. But I'm still army strong. Never underestimate nobody, bro. You know, and I'm not saying, I ain't saying nothing but that, bro. Don't take it as I'm saying some other shit. I'm just saying never underestimate the next person because you never know what they're capable of. You know, and that's just me giving you some old school shit that my dad told me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, and I'm not saying that about you neither, bro. Cause I'm not underestimating you neither. I mean, you work in construction, bro. Come on, bro. You work as construction, nigga. You're strong. You know, like, you can't be no weak motherfucker working construction, bro. Like picking up heavy ass metal all the time. You know, you constantly lifting shit, working, stretching out, holding your hands up. You know, you doing a whole bunch of shit at one time. I'm not saying that, bro. I'm just saying, you know, like shit. Hey, look, I couldn't do none of that. I couldn't do that motherfucking job every, you know. Oh no, I ain't never disrespect you, bro. No, I never will, bro. Like I ain't got to. Hey, look, hey, Uncle Ill. I've been in boxing. I know a little bit of Muay Thai. I know a little bit of wrestling. When I was in the military, we was fighting every 2 or 3 days in boot camp, and I've been fighting damn near the whole time I was a kid in Detroit. In Detroit, it's two things you learn. You learn how to fight, or you learn how to run. And I couldn't run, so I had to learn how to fight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm almost up in age where I got that old man strength. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I almost got the old man strength. I ain't there yet, but I'm getting there. You know what I'm saying? I still be in the backyard. You know, I still do like you know what I'm saying? I can still do like 45 push-ups straight. I'll just say that. I used to be able to do 70, about 78, 76. It went down because I done eased up, but I can still do like 40 straight. You know what I'm saying? I can still climb shit. I can still pull up. You know what I'm saying? I'm still in a little bit of shape, but you know what I'm saying? Muscle is memory. You know? Oh yeah, John showed me too. Yeah, hey, that's what I'm talking. Look, I got a field across the street from my house. Me and my brother, it's been at least about 4 summers since we fought. The last time we fought was over at my old house, and every summer when he come in town, we just go in the field, we'll strap our hands up, and we just go straight up spar, like full contact. You know, it's been a minute because he been doing stuff and I've been doing stuff. So, but we do that every summer. Like people be coming outside watching us and fighting shit. Like, yo, like these motherfuckers crazy. And then after we finish, we go in the backyard, have a couple beers, or have something to drink, have some barbecue. My wife fix our plates and shit, and we, you know what I'm saying, chop it up. Yeah. Hey, oh damn, you 6 foot, bro? Yeah, I'm 5'7", bro. All my friends taller than me, bro. You know, I'm the smallest. I'm the shortest. I'm the shortest dude of all my friends, all my nieces and nephews. I got a couple people that I'm taller than, but I'm the little one too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know. Yeah. Hey, look, bro. We was always out on them. Hey, look, we was always fighting. Yeah, you 6'3". Yeah, like when I was in the military, I was 5'7", and I was like 150 something. After they finished training me, I was like 5'7", and I was like 195, and they put me in like all the dudes my height was weaker than me, so they put me up in a I think I forget what weight class, but they moved me up the weight class to spar with them and shit. So I never fought nobody my size my whole life. Like every time I fought somebody my size, it was just, you know, easy. But they always put me with the bigger motherfuckers, so it was always like, you know, damn, Uncle L 6'3". Okay, y'all some tall motherfuckers, man. Shit. Hey, well look, look, Uncle L, we get into a bar fight, bro. I'm gonna be the small dude that when y'all get to doing all that yapping and like nigga blah blah blah, I'm gonna be the young dude that walk around. I'm gonna go around the other side. As soon as y'all get to fighting, I'm coming from behind, and they ain't even gonna see me. They ain't gonna even know I'm there. I'm put my head down, cover my eyes. I'm gonna just step off to the side a little bit. know what I'm saying? Let's see. Oh yeah, hey Uncle, I'm for real, bro. Hey John Show, like, hey, look. Hey, look. Most people once they know you got training, they already know. You know what I'm saying? They like, yo, I don't want no parts of that. Yeah, Uncle L. Hey, my wife used to be a part of a motherfucking motorcycle, not a motorcycle, but a social club, and they fucked around with the motorcycle club. So like every year they have an event and shit, and I will be in security. So I was always a little dude that came up from behind and picked you up and dunked your ass, and then the other niggas come and grab you and shit. I was like a little enforcer and shit. Like, yeah, man. So you don't have a triangle? What? Wait, what do that mean? You don't have a triangle? Oh yeah. I know. Oh man. Look, most of my friends when I was coming up, most of my friends were the 70. I was born on 80. Most of my friends are 70 and back. Like most of the people my age, I only got a couple friends that's my age. Most of my friends older than me, so I hung out with them motherfuckers. So I was going when I was 15, I was going to the strip club, and I was, you know what I'm saying, I was out there when they was rolling, shooting dice and shit, and shooting that shit. I was out there with them. You know, I was a little kid because I didn't have no, you know what I'm saying, most of my brothers and sisters are, you know what I'm saying, 70 and back. So I grew up with old heads. So I was always with the old heads. So I was out there with them. Oh, you say you off instinct? Oh, okay, yeah. Hey, instinct. Look, when you got the right instinct, that shit work too. Hey, look, Uncle L, I'm gonna tell you, bro. Like, man, I could tell you about some bar fights, bro. We done been here back in the day. Me and my wife could tell some too, bro. Like, shit, it always would. You know what I'm saying? We had you know, unfortunately back in the day was some fucked up shit, but we can look back and laugh on it. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, my dad was a man. My dad was in the Korean War, bro. You know, my dad was some vicious. You know, I seen my dad fuck somebody up for disrespecting my mom and shit. You know, like, you know, even though he had a wife and shit, you know what I'm saying, he treated my mom like his wife. So, you know. Yeah, y'all, you know, like I say, I get on this motherfucker, man. I talk about life, bro. You know what I'm saying? I talk about real life, bro. Oh yeah, hey, look, hey John Show, my dad, bro. My dad was a dad to everybody in the neighborhood, bro. My dad was one of those dads that he had money, he had ladies, you know, he had love, he had respect, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know. Solstice, what up, though? What's good with my sister? What's good with it? You know, I done had some great times in life. I could talk about a lot of good things in life. And not everything in my life was bad. I done had, you know, the past couple years, you know what I'm saying? It's been bad, but you know, that's not what my life is about. My life is about positivity and having fun. That's what I'm trying to do. But it's hard when it's people that's, you know, constantly at you and shit, you know? You know, hey, I'm glad you're good, sister. You know, my dad taught me how to talk to women, how to hang around OGs, the old school dudes that, you know what I'm saying, that was really about that life. He taught me how to be, you know, my dad taught me a lot of shit in life. You know, my granddad too, so like anybody, and most of my friends was old people. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean it in a bad way, but you know, most of my people was old. You know, and we hung out and did great things. You know what I'm saying? And you know, listening to these motherfuckers on YouTube, and you know, I ain't got no prison stories. I can't say I've been to prison and I done been in fights, and you know, I don't brag about the bad shit in life. You know what I'm saying? Santino, what up, though? Oh yeah, bro. Hey, we ain't doing nothing but chilling, bro. Just chopping it up about life and just in general, bro. Like anybody comment, we talking, bro. It's no, bro. Everybody is welcome here. You know, anybody do that disrespectful shit, you up out of here. But other than that, we chilling and enjoying the day, bro, and enjoying our lives, bro. We don't do that here, bro. You know, so I hope that that other people could see that all this shit that been talked about me, it's all been lies. This is who I really am. You know what I'm saying? I hate that I had to go through all of that shit to come here, but I'm here now. You know what I'm saying? So this is who I am, bro. Like, hey, look, I'm a short, little chubby dude that's a hoe that like to fuck with women and like to crack jokes and have fun and just talk about life and enjoy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what you got. This is who I am, and this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I say you cool with me and I call you my brother, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it ain't nothing but love and respect here, you know? Oh yeah. We chilling, bro. Look, bro. Life is meant to be enjoyed, so let's enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? We only got one to live. You know what I'm saying? Until the next one comes, if it's the next one, I don't know, but that's what we do. Oh shit, my phone about to die, y'all. Shit. Hey, I hope. Hey, look. Hey, I don't want to be no bad host and all that other shit. I love y'all. Respect, peace, love, success, and happiness, and everything y'all got going on. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do what it do, and I love y'all, and I hope y'all have a great day. Shit, I talk to y'all soon though. Respect and peace. Damn it, my phone going out. Shit.